Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hilliard Davidson High School. You are watching MATSIDE. I'm your host, Ryan Mitchell, and tonight we will see Hilliard Davidson, the host, taking on Central Crossing, and Central Crossing will also wrestle against the Marysville Monarchs. It's our second MATSIDE of 2016. Another couple of good duels going at it. Central Crossing is back at full strength. Last time out, they had to sit out 4 of their big guns due to a point situation where they had wrestled in the Ironman and had to sit out at least one duel. So tonight, Davidson and Crossing and Marysville will mix it up. Grab a drink, grab a snack, sit down. It's MATSIDE. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Hilliard Davidson against Central Crossing starting at 126 pounds. J.D. Woods going for the Comets against Landon Prince for the Davidson Wildcats. The Comets in the gray singlets with the blue and the white trim. And on the shot is Woods quickly into a barrel roll attempt. Couldn't score on that, but now looking to elevate that arm. A little cow catcher situation here. He'll get the 2-point takedown right on the out-of-bounds line, and that's how our scoring will begin today. J.D. Woods, a senior. 6th last year at the district tournament, 10-4 on the year. Landon Prince will start on bottom in referee's position. Quick caution call. That one goes against Woods. Central Crossing is the red team in terms of scoring. Quickly near the out-of-bounds line is Woods. Looks to ride boots here. Not real close to a turn. Prince finally able to work back to a base, and out of bounds they go. And we're going to get an uncontested escape here to make it a 2-1 score. Just under a minute to go here in the first period. Central Crossing has a lot of individuals that in the postseason and at big tournaments are going to score you a lot of points. 2, maybe 3 potential state finalists on this team. Again, Woods in on a shot. Now looks to finish. And now that he's got Prince to a hip, he will. 4-1 the score. Central Crossing's 126-pounder on top here in the first period with 25 seconds remaining. Central Crossing, though, does have an Achilles heel, and its depth. We saw during our last episode of MATSIDE, when their 4 heavy hitters were out of the lineup, they just were not competitive from a team standpoint. Individually, they were able to win a few matches, but when you talk about weight classes 1 through 14, just not quite enough firepower in the holster of Jamie Ramirez, the coach for this Central Crossing team. But on an individual basis, they've got the top-end talent to hang with just about anybody here in Central Ohio. Just 1 second left in the period. They'll get a restart, and that'll be that. Gary Ricard, our referee. Woods has choice and will defer. Dominic DeSabato, the coach of Hilliard Davidson, getting everything set up for a quad duel as we have here today. We're going to get another caution here and a point awarded. That was the 3rd caution. Well, it looked like the referee signaled 1 point, but he may have been signaling for the clock, which is still sitting at 000. So they're not going to hit him for that last one, it sounds like. Coach DeSabato setting things up, making sure everybody had their proper locker room assignments. Everybody was where they were supposed to be, skin check and whatnot. Weren't able to get a hold of him before the duel. We talked with Marysville coach Sean Andrews. We'll see them coming up a little bit later on against Central Crossing. And last week we spoke with Jamie Ramirez, the coach of the Comets. Maybe in between duels here, we'll be able to get a word with Coach DeSabato. Still working out the clock issue we're having here. At 1 clock. Says 4-1 with 2 minutes. The other clock says 4-1 with no time. Operating 2 separate clocks from the scoring area for the 2 separate mats. And so we sit. Those are the technical difficulties you have to deal with. And it's not just at the high school level, of course. Remember when the Super Bowl entirely went black. The lights went out in the dome. Nobody could see anything. And if that's not the biggest stage in all of sports, I don't know what is. Well, they've been able to get something going on the clock now, but now it says 20 minutes instead of 2. And now finally it looks like they've got it corrected. Hopefully, going forward, we won't have any further issues. Yeah, now we've got an argument about the caution as to whether or not it should have been a caution. Coach DeSabato saying that still should have been a caution, regardless of whether or not the clock is working. Now, the caution, if it is enforced, I think is a point for Landon Prince. Now, Dominic DeSabato is not going to get any satisfaction out of this one. 4-1 is going to be the score as we go to the second period finally. Landon Prince, who had choice, chooses down, and right off the whistle gets to his feet. And now we're back to action. Woods needs to bring him down quickly, and finally does. Now, in the first period, Woods just sort of had a leg ride in, never really came close to a turn, goes right back to the legs, and as in the first period, spent a lot of time near the out-of-bounds line, and out of bounds they go for a stoppage with 1:37 left on the clock. Woods on top, still 4-1. Big week of wrestling in the state of Ohio. This is the week of the Bill Dees Memorial Tournament. It's a head scoop now by Woods. Doesn't quite have the exposure he needs because he is actually down on the mat, so no points there. Now trying to bar the head. Bill Dees tournament going on, the Alliance Top Gun tournament. And the biggest duel in all of Ohio this year. Here comes some back points, a 1 count. Did we get a 2? I don't believe that we did. I think it was just a single 1 count. And now we're in a potentially dangerous situation. And so the match will stop with no points awarded. Up in Lakewood, Ohio, St. Edward Eagles welcome in St. Paris Graham. On paper, many think Graham is the favorite. They are higher in the national rankings. They have more individuals at the top of the rankings, or near the top of the rankings. Mark Hall has supplanted Alex Marinelli atop that weight class in the national intermat rankings. Again, a head scoop situation here for Woods. And again, can't quite get the exposure he needs. The clock, though, continues to wear away. Now 20 seconds remaining in the second period. But Cowell's very tough with his leg ride, just applying all sorts of pressure. And Prince not able to regain a base, and now might be in for some trouble. A count begins. There's a 2 count. And it looks like 2 points is all that Woods is going to get, but he will get 2 as the period expires to go on top 6-1, and he has choice of position going into the third period. Now, twice they've been neutral, and Woods has gotten relatively easy takedowns. They'll start neutral here in the third. No reason for Woods to go underneath, already up 5 points. Again, a quick shot from Woods, and Prince has spent the better part of a period and a half wearing J.D. Woods like a backpack, and that really burns your energy and inhibits your ability to fight off a shot. And there again, Woods scores the takedown as they go out of bounds, and now 8-1. Jamie Ramirez on the sidelines imploring Woods to pick up the pace and score some more points. And the reason for that is not that the match is in question. It's an 8-2 score now after the uncontested escape. But as we talked about before, Central Crossing doesn't have any margin for error in a dual meet. They know that they have a handful of guys that are going to get you big bonus points on an almost match-to-match basis. But these other matches, these closely contested, sometimes coin flip matches, if you can get bonus points in those, it really increases your chances of winning the dual meet. Right now, a 6-point match with a minute to go. If Woods scores another takedown, he'll be up 8, and that's a major decision. Get you 1 bonus point in this dual meet scenario. And there is the takedown. So now his job is going to be either to ride this out with the 8-point margin or get a turn to increase that margin. But if you give up an escape here, you lose that 8-point margin, which gives you the major victory. A 1 to a 7-point win is worth 3 team points. 8 to 14-point margin of victory is 4 team points. 15 or more, the match is over. It's a technical fall. That's 5 team points, and the pin obviously is 6. 18 seconds remain in the period. Prince really hasn't come close to escaping. He's gotten a few escape points, but it was based upon releases from Woods. And now down to 5 seconds left in the period. No stall warnings. This one's going to end with a 10-2 win for Central Crossing and a 4-0 advantage in the team score. Just one match in the books and already about 15 minutes of tape burned. Here we go to 132 pounds, where we've got Jaden Maddox, projected atop the weight class in Division I. He was a runner-up last season at the state tournament as a freshman. Demetrios Monroe, a fellow sophomore. Monroe 21-3. Accomplished in his own right. Didn't get a chance to see Maddox last time out. Russian tie, and now a shot from Monroe. Maddox really knows how to score. Multiple times junior high state champ. In on a shot here, but stalled down. Looks like Maddox is just content to watch this one go to a stalemate. He's not trying to advance at all. And now Maddox wants blood time. Looks like his nose has a little bit of a run to it. Now, Demetrios Monroe is the one who came out trying to push the pace. Getting immediately into the ties, taking his shot. Maddox tried to scoot the hips in and go behind for a takedown. Very nearly had it. Once that was stuffed then, clamped onto the leg and waited for that stalemate to be called. Blood time is cut. We're back to action. And again, Monroe right into that 2-on-1 tie. Pops it up, moves around, and tries to get in on a shot, but Maddox with very good hand defense. Now a deep high C shot from Monroe. He's got Maddox to a hip. Maddox grabbing onto the ankle. Now the leg hook of the ankle from Monroe. A potentially dangerous call there as Maddox had a hold of the leg and had it bend in a bit of a funky direction.
Well, credit for Monroe for being unintimidated here and taking the fight to the top-ranked Jaden Maddox. Maddox was third this year at the Ironman tournament for the second consecutive season. He's got Monroe in a bad spot here. Monroe trying to circle out of bounds. Maddox doesn't want to let it happen. Wants to circle behind for two, but can't do it in bounds, and so they will restart neutral. Boy, nice ankle pick by Maddox. He hadn't shown a whole lot of activity in the early going. But boy, you can see when he turns it on, things get hot in a hurry. No exposure as of yet. Now we've got a 45-degree angle, and Maddox will be scoring some back points here. Short time left in the first period. Maddox gets his points, now resets. And the period will come to a close. 5-0, Jaden Maddox on top. Choice to Monroe, and he immediately wants to go neutral. Maddox such a good job of just keeping solid position. Monroe in on a shot. And he's going to score the takedown at the out-of-bounds line, and now a 5-2 score. Now we'll see what Monroe can do with the armbar here. It looks like he's going to let Maddox get to his feet. Out of bounds they go, and they're going to go back to neutral. So 6-2 the score. And on a shot again. Maddox this time catches the ankles on the far side. So we're going to get ourselves into a scramble situation. And this could be a spot where nobody's able to grab an advantage, and the potentially dangerous call will put a stop to the action. Maddox 15-1 this year, takes a shot and finishes it. Going up now 8-2 with under a minute to go, halfway through this match. Now here Monroe is going to get hit for a stall call, laying flat on the mat. And they're going to hit him right there again, and that's going to be a point for Maddox. And the moment that chest came up, Maddox runs the bar over. He's got back points coming. And with 15 seconds left in the match, looking for the fall. Now gets out to the side. They got 2 back points, didn't get the full complement of 3. Scoreboard reads 11-2 now, a 9-point advantage for Maddox. Maddox chose down. Monroe gives him the uncontested escape to make it 12-2. Monroe clearly likes his chances from neutral. Boy, Maddox just stops that shot right into a takedown. And though it's been Monroe pushing the pace, Maddox pretty much whenever he has shown an inclination has been able to score. If he can get a 3-point near fall here, the match would be over. On a tech fall, it's 14-2, the final or the current score, and the whistle will be blown for blood time. Maddox earlier in the match had a bit of a bloody nose, and I'm going to get some more on it as well. Still plenty of blood time. You get 5 minutes of blood time per match. The cleanup doesn't count against your time. here at Hilliard Davidson High School. Our first look at the Wildcats. We have seen Central Crossing before, though this is our first look at Jaden Maddox on the season. Finished last year wrestling in the state finals, where he came up just shy of a championship. Maddox is going to go with the optional start here. I don't know if we got some blood that's still on a competitor or what the story is here. Maddox, according to the Intermat Ohio rankings, number 1. Olentangy Liberty freshman Connor Brady ranked 2nd. Corey Shee of Cincinnati LaSalle, a junior, ranked 3rd, and that is a tough top 3. Demetrius Monroe mentioned in the rankings, but outside of the top 16. Minute 15 left to go here in the third period. 14-2, Maddox on top. Maddox staying busy here. And for Monroe, he's going to get hit for stalling again. Next time is going to be 2 points for stalling. He just got hit for his second 1-point stalling violation. There's a potentially dangerous with the shoulder going severely against the joint. And you can see here for Monroe, he doesn't want to do too much in the way of basing up underneath because he knows the arsenal that Maddox has at his disposal. And we got a caution now. That's the second caution on Maddox. The next will be a point. 15-2 is the score. And that's the third caution. So the stalling point there is negated. Maddox now wants to go neutral. That'll make it 15-4 in an 11-point match.
Center. Work in here. Work in here.
30 seconds left in the match. And if Monroe can keep this shy of a technical fall, something of a moral victory there, but there goes the takedown to make it 17-4, a 2-point, now a 3-point difference. No escape given there, but if we get some back points here, and that's not going to happen as Monroe rolls through. 5 seconds left in the match. And we're going to get probably an unsportsmanlike conduct here. Yes, indeed, unnecessary roughness. Maddox on that hard crossface was called for the point. We still have, as time expires, actually, they're going to run those last 2 seconds off. 17-15, the final score, a major decision victory for Maddox. And that makes it a 4-4 match. Through 2 matches. We go to 138 pounds. James Weimer, ranked 3rd, 138, taking on Ryan DeSanti. Battle of seniors here.
Hilliard Davidson at 138, Ryan DeSanti, and for Central Crossing, James Weimer.
Weimer, a champ at the Medina Invitational Tournament. And trying to bundle the arms and throw it over, and out of bounds is the call. Weimer had everything in bounds. But a lot of DeSanti was out of bounds, including his feet hitting the hard floor. That's almost an automatic stoppage. And now Weimer's going to score the takedown. Minute 15 to go in the first. Boy, deep half trying to run it. DeSanti trying to fight it. That's what you love to see from a kid. Weimer up on his toes, continuing to run. And now that he's got DeSanti flattened out, he's just inches away from having it pay off. And now the stoppage on a potentially dangerous. Big difference between high school wrestling and college wrestling is that potentially dangerous call. In a college match, the referee would not have stopped it, would have allowed it to continue to go on. Barrel situation. Weimer gets the takedown. Not able to secure the back points quite yet, though he hasn't given up on that arm. And now DeSanti able to belly down. So he's given up a couple of takedowns, DeSanti, but no back points. Josh's older brother, a multiple-time state placer, came through Central Crossing. Graduated a couple of years ago. James was fifth at 132 last year. Weimer's choice at the end of the first period, he'll take down. And a caution there as Weimer looked like he readjusted before the whistle blew. I have seen more cautions in the first three matches here than you would expect to see in a high school duel, probably all the way through it. Boy, nice hips from Weimer. Turning it into a reversal. Very nearly got some back points out of it, but once more DeSanti able to close down the hips and stay off his back.
Gentlemen, improve here.
Well, they have standing cradle, and Weimer's nearly the recipient of some back points. Held it down for about a 1.5 count. Weimer's crossface there drew some attention from the referee. No call on it. It was a clean crossface. But you wonder if that crossface from Maddox, which was penalized at the end of his match, puts a seed in the referee's mind for the rest of the duel. 45 seconds here remaining in the second. DeSanti to his feet. Weimer cuts him loose. Plenty of time here for either wrestler to score. £138, our third match of the night. DeSanti in on a shot, trying to cut the middle here. Wasn't able to capitalize quickly enough the way he cut through there. Had he caught the far leg, Weimer did not react quickly enough to fight it off, but and now we're going to get a stoppage on a knee, bent in the wrong direction. Referee Gary Ricard has been very consistent so far in a potentially dangerous call. End of two. 4-point lead for Weimer, and neutral to begin the third is the call. Weimer was aggressive in the first period. Both wrestlers sort of lowered the level to shoot, neutralized one another. Weimer's double looked pretty good, then sort of stalled out here. All he's got to do is get his hands around the waist and walk up the back there for the score, but just held on to the legs and allowed that stalemate to be called. Weimer, one of the 4 Central Crossing Comets that had to sit out our last MATSIDE event after he competed in the Ironman, did not place. Santi again changed his level, very near to an ankle pick, didn't get it. Now inside trip from Weimer. He can catch that head, he's going to get a takedown and then some. He's got the takedown and then some. DeSanti trying to arch his way out of bounds. Weimer's very upset as the whistle is blown out of bounds. 11-2, he's got the lead. Cookie bar right there, turning some back points. As Santi's shoulders were flat momentarily. And 3 back points, but no fall. Well, this is not freestyle. You've got to hold those shoulders down for a 2 count. 2 seconds is the rule, 1.5 to 2 seconds. And I don't know that Weimer had it either time. There were several times when the shoulders were doggone flat, no doubt about that. 14-2, the final score. Weimer with a major decision. And it's now an 8-4 lead for Central Crossing as we go to 145 pounds. Derek Werzoff. Sameh Ayub. They go at it here.
Now wrestling in the 9 on the left. For Hilliard Davidson at 145. Sameh Ayub. And for Central Crossing, Derek Werzoff.
Ayub Jr., 15-5. Werzoff, 10-7. He's a senior. Oh, bang heads right there in the middle. The referee stops the match. Just to make sure that I think both wrestlers have their faculties about them. Now let them both know to keep things sportsmanlike. Contrast in body styles here between the two. Werzoff, shorter, stockier. Ayub, tall, lanky.
Work it.
Coming right in your living room there. .30 seconds gone, no score. Werzoff continues the forward momentum. And out of bounds they go. Well, the Crossing supporters and coaching staff are imploring the referee for a stall call. Ayub into a barrel roll. Doesn't score it yet. Werzoff on a hip, but still fighting it off. There's the throw by, and now the points. Back to neutral. A shot from Werzoff, and out of bounds they go. We've seen enough of Werzoff over the years to know that his style is coming at you, straightforward, right in your face. Down to 3 seconds left in the period. And that's the end. Now we move to the second period. Worzoff will start off on the down position. Quick switch. Ayub caught him. Couldn't put him to his back, though. Seen Ayub on top for just a brief period. Had the only takedown in the first. Worzoff quickly got away. Boy, did he catch a 2 count. We might have caught a 2 count there. Indeed, a 2 count. And then an escape. Worzoff continues to lead head first. So Ayub got the 2-point near fall. Worzoff got the escape. So now it's a 4-2 match here in the second period.
More hands up, guys.
Under a minute to go. Outside shot from Worzoff. His best offensive attempt so far today. He's got Ayub to a hip. Ayub's got the leg, trying to fight it off. Worzoff, if he can clear, will have the points. Does not have them yet. And now will score to even things at 4 apiece. How long will this last, though? Ayub, if he can get his hips up, will have a reversal. Worzoff has that leg bundled in pretty good. That looks like a reversal to me, and there are the points indeed. 20 seconds left in the period. Difference in the match right now, that quick 2 count. Worzoff rolled through on his back and couldn't get off quickly enough. And now with under 10 seconds to go, looks like Ayub will be able to ride out the second period. And choice to Hilliard Davidson. Up 2 points. Ayub will choose bottom. And Worzoff, after all that getting set, is going to give the uncontested escape. That'll make it 7-4. We're back to neutral. Neither team has a stall warning. There have been no cautions. Front headlock situation here. Well, cow catcher now a head and arm. Who's it going to wind up on top? Worzoff ends up on top, and now with some back points, he's going to take the lead. He got a 2 count. 8-7, Worzoff on top. Now, can he ride? Can he turn? There's a minute 35 to go. Except for that last exchange, Worzoff has not had the better of the neutral exchanges. He's got a deep arm bar here, though. Ayub near the out-of-bounds line. He's going to switch right over that stripe and start fresh. Needing just an escape to tie it. This 145-pound weight class, rather. One of several that's just an absolute beast in Ohio this year. Dom Demas, returning state champ, ranked only 2nd, though he may drop to 138 pounds. David Carr, last year a state champ in Division III. Now we're tied after the escape for Ayub, making it 8 apiece. David Carr last year wrestled for Dayton Christian. This year moves to Maslin Perry. No points, out of bounds they go, still tied at 8. Nate Carr David's father is coaching Massillon Perry this year after the retirement. Longtime Perry coach, Coach Riggs. There's a stall call. 30 seconds remaining in the period. Now, the fans have been begging for a stall call on Ayub the entire match. They finally get it. Both. Now they're going to get another stall call on Ayub, and ahead in the match now with only 10 seconds left is Warzoff. And Ayub, I don't know if he realizes it or not, because he's not being very offensive here. Warzoff looks for the takedown. Doesn't get it, doesn't matter. It's a 9-8 win for Derek Warzoff. And Central Crossing increases their lead now 11-4. Take us to 152 pounds. At 152, junior Brandon Fields and sophomore Reed Conrad will mix it up. Fields for Central Crossing, 5-3 on the year. Conrad, 8-11. Neither wrestler ranked. Fields in on the shot, quickly scores the 2. These are the matches that Central Crossing has to win to be competitive in dual meet situations. Hilliard Davidson for many years, along with Marysville, was the cream of the crop, I guess you'd say, in Central Ohio wrestling. Out of bounds, the wrestlers go. Some very strong individuals. The last couple of years, they've been down a bit by their standards. Meanwhile, teams like Central Crossing, like Olentangy Liberty, Dublin Kaufman have risen to the top of the heap.
Keep moving here. Brandon, let him go. Green or neutral, one green.
Escape for Conrad, back to neutral. Conrad took the shot and is going to wind up after a bit of a scramble scoring that 2-point takedown. And now just under a minute to go, he's ahead 3-0.
Get him off your hips.
Well, those shoulders out of balance. It doesn't matter if they're 45 degrees or not. Now adjusting. Conrad tried to suck back for a turn. Now a standing cradle. Not getting the count here. Now finally the count does begin. 15 seconds remain. Conrad's going to have a 6-2 lead after these points are awarded. Two seconds remain in the period. And now it comes to a close. 2 minutes in the books here, 6-2. Conrad on top of Brandon Fields. Quick escape, 6-3, and right in on a takedown attempt. Fields couldn't quite finish things off. And now it's Conrad in on a shot and finishes, looking for the half on the near side. Now Fields fought it off. Conrad not content to give up on it, though. Now looking for that far side cradle. So he's got the hands locked. Can he get the leverage to get him over? The answer is yes. And here comes some more back points. Twice now Conrad has been able to sink in that cradle. Now the more difficult work of letting that inside shoulder get just loose enough to go down. If you can't do that, as we see here, release your man and start fresh. 8-3 the score. Conrad on top.
And for Western,
I was incorrect, by the way, on the team score. Central Crossing has won every match so far. They're up 15-0. Three consecutive major decisions and then a 1-point victory. Second period comes to an end. Davidson looking for their first win of the duel. Well, now, Conrad got a little bit lazy on the shot, but boy, after he was stopped by Fields, Conrad came right back to it and earns another takedown, up 10-3. He's got that half in deep. Cannot score with it. We'll see if he goes back to that cradle. It's been so successful for him. Reaching for it. Fields now looking for the takedown after being released for the escape. It's Conrad, though. If he can pop his head, who'll get the two. And there it is. And now it looks like he's got that side cradle locked up. He's up 11. This won't make it a tech fall. 18-4 will be the score. Looks to the corner, gets the instructions from the coaching staff. Kick out, a takedown here from Conrad would end the match at a technical fall. Fields trying to keep that from happening, but he will be unable. There's the takedown, there's the tech fall. 20-5 the final score. And Davidson is on the board. 15-5 the team score. And on to 160 pounds will go. Ethan Leapley and Connor Morrison for Crossing and Davidson respectively.
Now wrestling on the mat on the left at 160 for Hilliard Davidson, Connor Morrison, and for Central Crossing, Michael Medlock.
Well, we had a sub in for Central Crossing. Didn't catch the last name. First name Michael. Don't have him on our roster. So maybe Leapley going to go up to 170 and bump Morris to 182 to avoid a forfeit here. Connor Morrison, a junior, 7-3. They're out of bounds with no points. On the shot now, Morrison can't quite finish it. Now crossing in on a shot.
Shot!
20 seconds remain. Wrestlers closely matched here. £160 in Ohio has another transfer atop the rankings out of the division. Last year, Kyle Lawson was a state champion for St. Paris Graham in Division II. Period comes to a close here with no score. Lawson, Kyle, and his brother as well, Trevor, instead of wrestling for St. Paris Graham, have moved to the Olentangy School District, wrestling for Liberty. Lawson top ranked. Brunswick's Nick Kiusis ranked second. Jared Ball of Hilliard Darby. A quick escape there for crossing right in on a shot, looking to make it, in essence, a three-point move. And yes, there are the points. And a deep half here. Connor trying to fight it off. Max Wright of Delaware Hayes ranked 10th in Central Ohio. And Lancaster's Stephen DeLuce will also come out of the Darby District, ranked 14th. Connor Morrison tried to sit out and got caught. Crossing, looking for the fall here. Again, any bonus points that they can get are huge. Connor Morrison doing a good job trying to fight that arm through, and he'll find his way to his belly. 3 near fall points, though. Go to Central Crossing. 45 seconds to go in the second period. And you got Morrison reaching back outside that leg. You never want to see that. A roll through on that. Going to turn into more points. How many before the period ends? The full 3. 9-0 now. Central Crossing's 160-pounder has the lead. Big hill to climb here for Davidson, who finally got on the board in the last match with a tech fall. 15-5 is the team score. Central Crossing on top. Boy, a step over here. Takedown. Boy, that deep half again, but you're going in the wrong direction. That's going to take you out of bounds where you can't score.
On the mat on the right, wrestling at 106 for Marysville, Jacob Satterfield, and for Westland, Brian Cruz.
Boy, a little tilt here might get him some points. You got a 1 count, but not 2. $11-0 the score. Now a kick out. And again, the theory here to go out of bounds and onto the gym floor. If you're Central Crossing, you want to get that tech fall, get that extra team point.
Circle in, circle in, circle in.
Double unders into a throw by. No points as they go out of bounds. Under 30 seconds to go. You're a 5-point move away from a tech fall right now. Well, there's not a bad way to get it. The takedown is scored, but the back points, I don't know if they're going to be forthcoming or not. Head scoop attempt, but you really got to get up on your hand and pull that chin. Under 5 seconds to go, so there will not be a technical fall, but a 13-1 major decision victory for Central Crossing. And they take the lead now 19-5. $170-pound match coming up next.
Now resting at the mat on the left. At 170 for Hilliard Davidson, Brendan Yoder, and for Central Crossing, Mason Morris.
Now Mason Morris and Ryan Yoder are going to go at it here at 170 pounds. Morris for Crossing, in on a shot. Yoder fighting it off, circling behind and looking for two. Yoder's record just 1-1 on the season. Morris 3-8. Takes a shot. Couldn't quite get through cleanly because he left his arm behind, but trying to battle through. Yoder blocked the knee. Had Morris on his hip for a moment, but now Morris coming through. And he get the lift for the takedown. Now didn't get the lift, but did get enough to get the two. Going to get a locking hands call here. So not only the locking hands, but an escape will tie things up at 2 apiece. Quick takedown for Yoder, and he's up 4-2. The scoreboard reads 3-2. Morris with a reach back, looking maybe for a Peterson. Sprawled out flat like that, it's not a good place to get it. There's the end of the first period. And the scoreboard reads 3-2, but we had a locking hands call. Now Dominic DeSabato questioning why it's 3-2, and the answer was the locking hands was waved off. And so 3-2 is in fact our score. Yoder quickly to his feet. A change of control here. Even though this isn't your prototypical ride from on top, Yoder has not been able to get away. All that. And Morris still maintains control. Battle of sophomores here. A couple of big sophomores. Great part of wrestling. Doesn't matter how big you are, what your body style is, there is a place for you on the mat. More than a minute gone now here in the second period with little to no activity. Yoder better be careful now. He put himself basically right on his back trying to roll through and switch. And he was there long enough for Morris to score some back points.
Now wrestling on the mat on the right. At 113 for Marysville, the TV. And for Westland, the Ryan Coots.
4-3. Morris takes the lead for those two quick back points. Under 20 seconds to go now. Had a head scoop there, did Morris, but never really got off of his hip to apply any pressure, so we couldn't keep him there. That's how the period's going to end. So we'll go to the third. Morris has choice. Up a point, he'll choose bottom to try and make it a 2-point lead here.
Now wrestling on the mat on the right. At 110 for Marysville, Derek Sharp.
And Yoder's going to let him go. Needing 2 points to take the lead anyway. If he gets a takedown here now, the 2 points will only tie the match. So Yoder, good shot, good angle, and could not quite get enough forward momentum to finish it. Near the out of bounds. Boy, couldn't keep his feet in. Had Yoder been able to extend those legs, keep the toes on the mat, probably gets the 2 points there. But as it is, they're back to neutral with 1:18 to go. 5-3, Morris on top. Morris with the shot, gets flattened out. Boy, Yoder has all kind of openings here. Needs to get behind. We had Morris flat down, reaching back, and now somehow, improbably, Morris looks like he is going to be in the advantage position. If he can hook that leg and get around the waist. There it is, the takedown for Morris. With 45 seconds to go, that makes it a 4-point match, and it may seal the deal. Although now Morris is getting a little bit high on his ride, it'll be an escape for Yoder. He needs 3 points now to tie. $20 to go on the clock. Less than 10 for Yoder to pull out a miracle here. 5 seconds left. He's caught down underneath. And now down to a hip. That'll be it. 7-4 the final. Morris beats Ryan Yoder. 3 more points to the Comets. 22-5 the team score now. Now before we've seen Central Crossing, they have not had a 182-pounder. That looks to be the case here as well. Makes the team score 22-11. Alan Pippin goes out to take the forfeit. And we will go to 195 pounds. Brendan Ball against Luis Balanos Cruz. Cruz 2-5, Ball 5-6.
Hilliard Davidson, Brendan Ball, and for Central Crossing, Luis
Ball, a junior. Cruz, just a freshman. Freshman wrestling 195, certainly an unusual circumstance. And when you're a 195-pounder in the Central Crossing room, that means one of your workout partners on a daily basis is going to be Cameron Teacher. I imagine that's not a lot of fun in practice. Teacher, one of the top heavyweights in the state. One of the top in the country, as a matter of fact. Shot in from Ball and a quick takedown. In Central Ohio, when you talk about state rankings, A.J. Jones of Thomas Worthington, a placer last year, is the top-ranked Central Ohio wrestler. Looking here for a fall. It would be the first of the match if he gets it. And Ball, indeed, does pin Cruz here in the first period. 6 points for Davidson, and they creep closer. 22-17 now. It's a one-match duel. As we go to 220 pounds. When you talk about experience, you're talking about advantage Davidson. Quentin Hobbs, a senior, 20-4, going up against Bobby Logan, a freshman who is 4-7 on the year.
Now wrestling at 220 for Hilliard Davidson, Quentin Hobbs.
And if you're Davidson, this is where you need bonus points because Cameron Teacher is coming up next. And Crossing has an advantage in a couple of the lighter weights. Quick takedown. Well, you can just see the difference between a freshman and a senior when you're talking about this kind of weight class. When you're talking about 113 pounds, 120 pounds, a lot of times a freshman and a senior won't be that disparate in their body types. But here at 220 pounds, you can see a guy who's had an extra 3 years of physical development and what that difference looks like. Hobbs with a 2-1 lead here in the early going. Bobby Logan isn't just going to roll over for him, though. Like with Cruz, Logan is working out with Cameron Teacher every day. If you're a guy that's quick to quit, you're not going to make it very long wrestling with the upper weights in the Central Crossing practice room.
Gentlemen, improve.
Hobbs riding the hips here, but Logan not really able to get to his base until now, and it was Logan hit for the stall call. And now calling the top man for stalling is our referee, and so we'll get a restart. The difference there is if the bottom man is called for stalling, it does not stop action. If the top man is called for stalling, then the match is stopped and they are reset. Because if the top man is stalling, he's doing so in such a way that the bottom man can't really do much of anything. And so, for fairness' sake, the match is restarted. Under 10 seconds to go here. And again, a situation where neither wrestler is doing much of anything. That's the end of the first. 4-1 the score. Hobbs has his choice and will defer. Bobby Logan chooses bottom. We saw Ben Fry last time out here on MATSIDE from Dublin Kaufman. He is the top-ranked 220-pounder in Central Ohio, 7th overall. Leo Crosby of Zanesville is ranked 9th. Brass Lumpkins of Scioto, ranked 15th. Those are your ranked wrestlers at 220 in Central Ohio. Well, Quentin Hobbs on top here is inching closer and closer to a turn. Now he's got it. Some back points coming. He's got his head down. You really want to see that head up so the hips come down and force that pin. There is the fall. We had Logan down far enough to get both shoulders to the mat. And just like that, we've got ourselves a new leader. 23-22, Davidson on top, but Cameron Teacher coming to the mat. Rami Jashan will oppose him. Jashan does not have a match under his belt this season. And they're not going to send him out here either. Teacher's going to get the forfeit. And Crossing retakes the lead, 28-23. As we flip the lineup card over and go from the big eaters to the little guys, 106 pounds. Hudson Leapley will go for Crossing. And Gio DeSabato will go for Davidson. Gio, the son of Dominic, the coach for the Wildcats. DeSabato ranked 6th at 106 pounds and quickly in on a takedown, looking for the fall near the out-of-bounds line. He's caught both arms. He's in a good position to get that pin here. Only 20 seconds gone in the match. And now DeSabato trying to make sure they don't go out of bounds before he scores the fall. Leapley, a freshman. Excuse me, I said DeSabato ranked 6th. He's ranked 2nd at this weight. Was 6th last year at the state tournament. And he's going to get himself a 34-second pin. And the lead flops once again. 28 for Crossing, 29 for Davidson, going to the 113-pound match, where the advantage on paper belongs to the Comets. Jackson Laxo, the 7th-ranked 113-pounder in the state, taking on Micah Dessau. Dessau, a sophomore. 9-2 so far in the season. Takes a shot on Laxo and he's got the leg. Laxo, though, fights it off, looking for the takedown of his own, and he's got it. This is the penultimate match here. Back points coming for Laxo. Got a 3 count. And so he'll get 2 back points to go up 4-0. Zach Collins at 120 pounds for Crossing due up next against Hayden Herron. And on paper, again, Crossing has the nominal advantage. So this is a big match here. If Laxo can get a pin, that would put Crossing ahead by 5 points. And anything shy of a Davidson tech fall or pin victory would ensure a win for Crossing. That cookie bar ducked under the arm and looking for that fall. Laxo's got it tight. Referee's still seeing some daylight under that left shoulder. And no longer. It's down, and that is a win. 34-29. Central Crossing on top heading into the final match. Zach Collins, Hayden Herron. Collins, a junior, had an upset victory over Jordan Roselli in Crossing's duel with Olentangy Liberty. Hayden Herron, a sophomore, 9-8 on the year. They're going to clean some blood up off the mat before we get going here at 120 pounds. We had a clock malfunction over there. And we're back to it. Collins not a super high octane point scorer. Saw that last week against Roselli where it was a close match, very low scoring all the way down to the end. Neither wrestler seemed all that interested in taking a lot of chances, preferring to stay in good position and wait for their opening. Shot from the outside from Heron, stuffed easily by Collins. He's got very, very long arms, very long legs. Tough to get past that first line of defense with those hands so far away from his body when he extends the arms. Collins trying to score into the out-of-bounds line. Heron tried to bail, and Heron, with that lapse, is going to give up a takedown as they go out of bounds. Collins on top, 20 seconds to go here. You got long arms, you got long legs. Why not learn to be a leg rider? Leg rides and cradles seem to be the calling card of the lanky wrestler. This 120-pound weight class has some horses in it now that we'll see at the Schottenstein Center. Collins ranked just outside of the top 15. Mario Guillen of Perrysburg, top-ranked wrestler at this weight class. Noah Ballman, third at the state last year, and a former state champion from Wadsworth, is ranked second. And Nick Hennerman of Oregon Clay is ranked third. He's a junior. All three of those, ranked number 1, 2, and 3, will all come out of the same Perrysburg district. And oh, by the way, the 7th-ranked wrestler also comes out of Perrysburg, in addition to number 11 and number 16. So there are going to be some solid wrestlers out of that Northwest district in Division I who are not going to wrestle in the state tournament this year. Reversal here for Collins. 4-0 the lead. The aforementioned Jordan Roselli, the highest ranked Central Ohio wrestler at this weight class, number 9. We'll see Marysville's Derek Sharp coming up. He's ranked 13th in this weight class. Stall call on Hayden Heron for backing off of the mat. Under 50 seconds to go here. Collins in deep on a shot. He's going to get the points. Can't keep the arm quite on his hip enough to turn it into near fall as well, but he's up 6-1. And with that, and with Central Crossing currently holding the lead, it looks like they are going to wind up on the high side of this dual meet score. Another stall call, this time on Heron as the bottom man. That'll cost him a point. 10 seconds left in the second period. Boy, Collins really cranking on that head now, trying to score some back points near the end of the period. Choice to Heron. They'll take neutral to begin the third. Well, you like the idea there from Heron. You need points. Take a shot. It's a long way to go to get all the way in on the legs of Collins. Good reshot. Can't quite finish again. Collins does a nice job tying up the wrist there and keeping Heron from where he wanted to be to secure the takedown. Not a good situation here for Heron. Spread out underneath. Collins, after clearing the legs, looks like he's in a better place to score than is Heron, who took the initial shot. Now they'll just come back to neutral.
Circle in here. Circle in here. Go.
45 seconds remain. And they're out.
Excellent.
30 seconds to go. It's Collins in on the shot, hooking the ankle, looking to score. Bonus points not a concern here for Collins if he wins. Crossing has the duel in hand, but he is going to finish this match out. Now we got a potentially dangerous call there. It was Collins' knee that was bent a little bit the wrong way.
Go.
10 left on the clock. Collins and Heron continue to wrestle it out. 2 seconds left in the match. And now Jamie Ramirez, the coach of the Comets, has a question for our official as to why no points were awarded out of bounds.
No points here. Circle right. Circle right.
And that will be that. The end of the match is a 7-1 win for Collins, and for Central Crossing, a 37-29 victory over the Hilliard Davidson Wildcats. Coming up in just moments, Central Crossing moves across the gym, and they will take on the Marysville Monarchs.
Hey, good evening again. Back at MATSIDE. Today, we're brand new baby here has just been delivered. The Otterbein University. Is it college of
University?
University. We've grown there too.
We're stepping up in the world.
A couple weeks ago, had announced that they're bringing back wrestling. It's been how long, Brent?
1973 was the last year they had wrestling on campus.
Wow. And any reason why they said they're bringing it back?
I think it's twofold. Number one is a financial reason. They want their male enrollment to increase, and we get 4 kids on campus. It basically pays for the program. So anything past that's going to be a bonus. So it was financial from the business aspect, and then we have a athletic director, Dawn Stewart, who is extremely competitive. If there's a school in the OAC that offers a sport that we don't offer, she wants to match it and she wants to be competitive in it. So, in that respect, we have huge support from the administration to do the things that we need to do to be successful. So,
Fantastic. It really didn't take a rocket scientist. Ron Beisler had told me a long time ago, if you look at the numbers, wrestling brings kids onto campus.
right. Yeah, I did a breakdown for all the coaches at the Central District Coaches meeting. I looked at all the OAC schools, only 9% of the kids on those rosters were from the Central District or the outside areas, which basically means those kids just aren't having a chance to go somewhere. And I've had a lot of really, really great wrestlers from the Central District come on campus for visits. They're excited about being there. So, my big goal is to increase, wrestling in the Central District, but also give those kids an opportunity to go on to the next level.
If some of you out there in MATSIDE land are wondering where Coach Restetter came from, this is red. Cardinal red's new to you. Purple's usually your color. You want to talk a little bit about your program at Lexington?
Yeah, I was a Lexington Minuteman for the last 12 years. During that time period, the last 8 years, we finished top 10 in the state, highlighted by a state runner-up finish back in 2012. We couldn't get past those pesky St. Paris Graham wrestlers, but it was a joy to see that program progress. I said it all the time, it was the Lexington wrestling family, and I want to bring that same kind of mentality to Otterbein. It's not the Otterbein wrestling team, it's the Otterbein wrestling family. I think that's what helped us be so successful at Lexington, because everybody bought into that process, and I want to do the same thing, model it the same way here at Otterbein, and see what we can do. And I still have kids giving back. One of my former wrestlers took over for me at Lexington, so I want to build that same kind of thing up.
Well, I had the pleasure of teaching 3 of your kids out of Lexington. They were all great, decent young men that came out of there, and they took it serious in my weekend classes that I have for officiating, and then they went on to Duke, and I think part of the reason they did so well at Duke was taking classes from me.
I think so. I think that was the main reason, because I didn't think any of them would get to that next level until that. But you're right, they're great kids. Brandon Gambucci was a national qualifier. He's got a 6-figure job in Chicago now. Jake Faust is ranked 6th in the nation right now in Division I. Calvin Campbell, he's finishing up his degree at Duke. So, again, it's just the opportunities and the life lessons that the wrestling gave those guys. They're going to go on to bigger and better things now.
Well, on a personal note, the Mid-State Wrestling Officials Association will assign your Otterbein Cardinal referee, so I'm looking forward to a long future and some great matches up there. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.